Welcome to this live. Coach Jerry here. Today I wanted to go live talking about something quite important, I feel. If you're watching this live, let me know that you're here. You can interact with me in Q&A. You can ask questions. You can watch a replay and ask questions. It's really up to you. I wanted to give you some perspective, and hopefully this is going to teach you a little bit or let you know a little bit what you can do, is especially in recognizing when something is happening, when your metabolism loses the ability to lose weight, when you're still in full ability to lose weight. And I decided to create this metabolism quiz. And again, if you haven't taken it yet, you can comment down below metabolism quiz. I'll shoot you over that thing. And what this is good for is to, number one, give awareness to people that don't know really what their metabolism situation is like, to actually understand that, yeah, maybe you do need help. The other thing that is good for is for current active clients, which, of course, they should know, but if they don't, you're going to find out today that your metabolism isn't necessarily just one-sided situation, meaning like, you come in, you're not ready to lose weight, we put you in a condition to lose weight, you lose some weight, and then you try to keep the weight off. That's exactly the perfect word, how things should work. Realistically, it's like when you actually lose weight and you have to lose more than 10 kilos, you know that at some point, your metabolism is gonna go from, being able to lose the weight to fatiguing a little bit, right? So what we did is that, and now I'm gonna share my screen and let's see if I can find. I'm gonna use Lami's example here, because we found that going into the metabolism score, and this is what I see on my hand, is that let me just see here if I can share. Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay. Anytime you find this situation here, Lami said, 41% optimized metabolism, overall score, metabolism structure 44, sleep 34, lean body mass is doing good with that, hormonal. So this gives me a very clear situation, and obviously we can unpack this in your own check-ins if you want. But whenever you're 150%, chances are your metabolism has lost the ability to lose weight. You might have, when we start, and now I'm going to share again what I prepared for you, because this is kind of going to teach you what the solution is like, because again, it's not just about give you awareness, it's also about give you a clear framework to work with. And I really feel like this is going to resonate with a lot of people, especially if you're in the program, because if you're not, maybe it is going to resonate, but it's something that's new. But if you are in the program, instead, it's going to resonate a good bunch, because you probably understand what exactly happens, right? And what really to focus on, because this is also what's important. I'll promise I'll make it better. It's just something to give you an idea, right, of what's going on. This is kind of like the pyramid of hormones, right? Like neural system. Whenever you're in phase one, whenever your body is not able to lose weight, you're basically in phase one. And the problem is that you have to rebalance hormones before actually start losing the weight, right? And we're going to get into how we're going to do that later. But let's say you're a client and you say, wait, rebalance hormone, now I'm able to lose weight. And some clients are like, when am I going to phase 3 and phase 4? Well, it depends. Like in a perfect world, you're able to progressively go on a cut some calorie, slash this belly fat and everything, and then you kind of like know how to maintain it. And what you see on top is BS, is like bullshit, which is like basically give me the diet, give me the tactic, give me the training, give me the eating interval. What should I do? Well, you can get there, but this is quite minimal at the end, only when and if your body is ready. What we often see is that clients start really well, and then for lack of consistency or whatnot, because they start eating how they were before, maybe they revert back a little bit to this, right? And when we have this metabolism quiz, we know that you're 150%, you know that no matter what you've done before, for the moment, you're still in phase one, okay? So whether you were here before, you're reverting back to phase one. And phase one means that when we go into the nitty-gritty science of it, you have usually a stress problem, an imbalance between, nervous system, parasympathetic system and sympathetic system, which is like the fight or flight, or the relaxation kind of situation, right? And we need to balance. Some people are more on this fight or flight all the time, like most of the time myself, and it makes it really hard. It's like losing weight in this situation is like really something that is more so is very difficult to do, right? And therefore I like to always like tell you exactly how to start from here. In phase one, what should you focus on, right? Because then if your neural system is okay, you can go on to the hormones and see, okay, how do we rebalance the hormone, right? And then of course, when you're in phase two, you can think about, okay, let's slash calorie right now. We look at the calorie deficit, we look at working out a little bit more, we look at doing some more steps. But if you're not in phase two yet, if your body needs to recover structure, we need to go back and see, okay, what Lam is doing well with lean body mass. We need to improve the sleep, we need to improve the metabolic structure, and we need to improve hormonal balance, right? So in her case, what she's really struggling with, it's really sleep, right? And it's really, hormonal balance. That means like there might be a situation, a bit of perimenopause or menopause, or depend whatever it is. And so what we need to do in that particular case, we really need to make sure to go from the bottom up, right? And the bottom up means that we want to go back to the, I'm taking a slide from the masterclass of the other day, which is basically the one, I need to find the one from the stress. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see if I gonna find it another. Okay, there it is, right? We're gonna put up this image over here. And what you really need to do, if you are in that situation that you're in phase one, right now you need to kind of like look and say, my body is definitely stressed. My metabolism is showing some stress here. What is the problem I have in the most? Well, in her case, she rated sleep to be one of the problems. So definite sleep, prioritizing sleep is the most important for her. If you have some family relationship issue, if you have stress or stressor that you're gonna kind of like need to go from there, right? And this is basically what needs to happen in any program you're in any, whether you're with me or with somebody else. And then from there, like you need to go to the next step, right? And again, going back to our little quiz here, like Lamis showed that she needs some help, like lean body mass, she's okay. Metabolic structure, she needs some help in there. So what is metabolic structure? Well, drinking more water, probably doing some work with making sure that you, again, just build some habits for walking. But when you are already said, okay, and by the way, if the stress is there, how do you fix it? I can give you how to fix it. It's pretty simple. Like you just need to work on the breath work. You need to establish proper habit when you go to sleep. Therefore, taking away all the technology, maybe reading a little bit more, maybe on very early in the morning, goes with some meditation. And now you know these things, and you're gonna say, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Well, if you are alone, you can try to do that. But I can tell you that people that actually work with me, that when we say, okay, work on stress, let's work on a sleeping routine, is actually pretty hard. Sometimes you need to get into depth into say, what does that mean, Jerry? What does it mean to work on a sleep routine? Well, we need to kind of work and say, what do you really struggle with sleep? Do you struggle falling asleep with the sleep? You struggle with staying asleep? You struggle with the fact that you're waking up because you are very anxious, right? So if you struggle with fragmented sleep, maybe we need to work out on the nutrition. We need to go back and say, we're going to prioritize protein the first part of the day, and at the end, you eat more carbohydrates. Funny enough, right? This is a tip you never heard before. Everybody tells you to eat more protein at night. Well, if you have a cortisol issue in the night and you cannot sleep, eating more protein is not going to help you, right? Therefore, it's quite important that you're going to the very bottom of what the situation is like, right? So we know that information is good, but application on the information is even better. So if that's you, that you actually need to get your health in order, your metabolism in order, let's have a chat if we don't already work together. If instead you are in the program, you are getting there, what do you do next? Well, first of all, whenever we have a check-in, we need to make sure that your neural system is okay. Then we need to make sure that your hormonal system is okay, right? And for that, we need to understand what is the problem, okay? Is it a hormonal problem? Is a digestion problem? Let's say that you fix your stress problem. Do you still have a digestion problem, right? So that tells me that there might be some sort of like immune system in there, right? It might be some, you get sick all the time. There is an immune response. There is maybe an autoimmune problem, because digestive problem from stress is one thing. Digestive problem from intolerance from some food is another thing, right? When we talk about hormones, how do you do? I mean, like, what is it that you're doing? Like, your energy is okay? Is your sleep okay? Is your cravings under control? Because if everything is all over the place, chances are we need to look at the energy level. We need to make sure that you're working out enough, that we're not working out not too much, that your workout is the right workout, like strength training, probably some modest cardio, some good walking. Then we need to look at from another perspective, are you eating enough calories? Should we balance more meals? Should we do more meals, less meals? As you can see, it's not one size fits all. It would be too simple. Everybody would be in shape. But also, everybody, like, what I wanted to do with this training is that to really emphasize a few things. Number one, if you are not optimized right now, chances are you are sitting right now at the moment, you're sitting on this side on the bottom, right? On this side over here. So we need to regulate your structure. We need to regulate really your habits. We need to regulate your consistency on the habit. We need to make sure that you're taking off what you don't need and you're adding what you need. If instead you're regulated that part and your quiz show you phase 2 is like, or not phase 2, but more regulated, chances are all you really need to learn is modification on, because this one should be there, but probably not present very much as well. In fact, phase 2 is probably sitting mostly on even on this. Phase 2 is probably sitting, let me see if I can gain access to this again. Phase 2 is probably sitting somewhere up there, right? At least on the immune system, right? Because in all fairness, you can get sick because sometimes you're dieting too much, you're recovering not too much. So that's something that means it's still healthy, right? But phase 2 is about what nutrition, what strategy we're going to use to create a calorie deficit. How consistent can you be? When you achieve that, what are we going to do? How are we going to come out of a diet? That's kind of like the situation. But I guess this video is like, if you haven't taken the quiz, take the quiz, okay? Comment down below quiz. And it's quite important, take it, because that's whether you're a client or a non-client is going to tell you exactly what to go from here and where to start, okay? Coach Jerry here. Hopefully you have a fantastic weekend. And I'm going to be here still throughout the time. And next week I'm going to be traveling, but I'm going to be very open for support. Therefore, like, just let me know when you need something. Coach Jerry here. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.